So I've sort of vowed to never watch Hallmark movies, but there is a movie that got released on Netflix this last week that is not technically a Hallmark movie, but is still in the same realm of what Hallmark movies are. And this one's called Hot Frosty. Yeah, you heard that right. Hot Frosty. Basically Hot Frosty the Snowman. This is very weird. But anyways, let's get into the movie review. So basically, this movie is about this woman who is in the process of getting used to life without her husband after recently becoming a widow. She lives in a small town where everyone knows everyone's name, and she ends up getting gifted this scarf. And she comes across this snowman building competition where she finds this hunk of a man's snowman in between these two snowmen that both have scarves on, and he doesn't. So she ends up putting a scarf around his neck and taking a picture of him with the flash on. Lo and behold, the scarf's magic, and the flash of the phone brings this snowman to life, in which we get our Hot Frosty. Hot Frosty sounds like a failed Wendy's promotional campaign. So yeah, one of the most Hallmarky plots ever. And no, I did not like this movie at all. I mean, I think there is definitely a select group of people, particularly ones that like Hallmark movies, that are going to eat this movie up and find it to be cute and entertaining. And although it might have its moments of cuteness, I overall just think it's a mess and not good. But on the other hand, I feel like these movies know what they're making. I don't think they think that they're making anything great. I think they know exactly what they're making. So I don't know if that makes it better or worse, or I don't know if I should feel bad of thinking that it's bad, but oh my gosh, this movie is just dreadful to watch. Also, I can't believe this movie's PG. The whole entire movie, the people around this town who are married or way over the age want to have sex with this guy or snowman or whatever. I mean, there's a scene with this older lady in her car, and she is distracted by this guy, the Jack, his name is in the movie. He's doing work on this house, and she gets distracted and pulls herself into a snowbank, and then gets help from him, and then she starts she starts basically getting freaky with all the words that he's saying about pushing and getting her unstuck, and just he goes behind the car and starts pushing it, and she's like, I can't even get into this. I can't believe this movie's PG. But anyways, let's get past that. I can't believe this movie's PG. I can't believe it's a movie at all. I can't believe a title, Hot Frosty, actually got greenlit, but let's get into the reasons why I think this movie is just poor. The story is garbage. I mean, the exposition near the beginning of the movie that's really trying to show that this woman needs help and is really just, she's not capable of doing things herself after losing her husband, which I think it's just a lame attempt at showing just how hurt she is, even though she doesn't seem that too hurt throughout the movie. I don't even think she sheds one tear when she talks about her husband. And I think that's really weird, but the cinematography is set up to show us things that are clearly unstable in her house that need fixing, and it just sets up the fact that Jack, the snowman, or Hot Frosty, is going to be the one to fix these. And of course, it's a Hallmark movie, so they're gonna fall in love and they're gonna kissy, but it's so strange that this movie is about people accepting the fact that this snowman just came to life. And there's a stupid line in the movie. I think they meant it as cuteness, but it comes off really demeaning. And it's it's near the end of the movie where Jack is currently in jail for when he came to life and became a human from being a snowman. He ends up streaking on accident, not on purpose, because he was naked as a snowman, so he's going to be naked in real life, and he was streaking, and that's what Craig Robinson's character as the sheriff was trying to track down the entire movie. So anyways, at the end of the movie, this lady says something, I think she says a man that sweet has got to be magic. And I was just like, I understand I understand that, men are, bad and men are mean, but just okay. And the funny thing is that she says that right in front of her husband. So, I mean, I bet the movie meant it as, you know, a nice thing, but it just came off very like, okay, we get it. Like, we get it. Now, I also think this movie is just a very lame attempt to be funny. And I mean, I know these movies are all supposed to be cheesy. I can't believe Hallmark movies are still going down that road of just making these movies. Maybe they know. I know this movie's not Hallmark, but it's still a Hallmark-like movie. I just can't believe they're still going down that road of just making intentionally bad movies. Maybe they're doing that because that's their whole like marketing. Like people go see Hallmark movies because they know they're just not good and they're full of cliches. But you know, Hallmark has made decent movies in the past. Like there is, you know, a couple Christmas Hallmark movies that are fine and not overly cringy. There are some regular Hallmark movies that aren't cringy and are pretty good. And I wish they would just make more of those. But instead, we get these movies. And even though this isn't technically a Hallmark Channel movie, it's the same concept of we're going to use this same set piece. We're going to use the same town, except in Christmas movies, we're going to throw snow, we're going to throw Christmas trees, we're going to throw lights, and we're going to throw a love story in there, throw a weird love story in there about a snowman and call that a movie. It's the same stuff. And I mean, I never understood them. I've never liked them. My parents love watching them, but I've never truly understand the whole like, I have to watch a Hallmark movie because I just cannot like sit through it without getting absolutely bored out of my mind. And unfortunately, Hot Frosty is one of the worst movies that I've seen this year. I think it's so unfunny, painfully cringy, and not even that good of a love story. It's kind of upsetting to a degree because like this woman whose husband has had cancer and died, barely ever got to talk about him, and falls in love with this snowman. I'm just like, why did I waste my time watching this? There was a fun Easter egg in which Lindsay Lohan's Christmas movie makes an appearance because it was also a Netflix movie, and our main character, the woman, is watching Jack flip through the channels, and this movie pops up on the screen, and it's of Lindsay Lohan's Christmas movie that came out like last year or something. And she said she made a reference to Mean Girls because they were both in that movie. She was like, she looks like someone that went to my high school. And I was just like, all right, funny. But anyways, this isn't going to be a long review because, I mean, really, there is not much to talk about this movie. It's just painfully bad. I mean, it's sweet in some parts. I think it might have a few good chuckles, but again, I think it's very weird that this movie's PG because it's definitely strange. I don't know if, you know, a ton of kids would pick up on, you know, the sexual innuendos that happen throughout this movie, which are a ton, but it's not even like a joke that would just go over your, you know, a little kid's head. It's like the actions, and it's just like, why is this in a PG movie? Let's just make it PG-13. Okay, let's just make it PG-13. But again, I digress. Not a good movie. I watched it because it was getting super popular online, and I was like, okay, Hot Frosty, a story about the snowman that comes to life and is, you know, is said that is hot, and like, like that. I don't know. That's exactly what I hear when people talk about this movie. But anyways, that'll be my review for Hot Frosty. One of the weirdest Christmas movies that I've ever seen. I won't say the worst Christmas movie that I've ever seen. That belongs to another Christmas movie. Maybe I'll make a video on that one. But anyways, that'll bring it to the end of this video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of it. I appreciate every single one of you. And remember, your movie moment is right around the corner. See you in the next video.